Adding RGB lighting to absolutely everything is still going on. Logitech and Omron even designed a brand new switch to make the best of keyboard RGB lighting. I reviewed that switch in the G910, which I found for a younger audience, and the G810, which was absolutely gorgeous and amazing to type on, but it lacked a wrist rest. Today we look at the G213 Prodigy keyboard, a brand new series, and while it has a wrist rest, it no longer has mechanical keys. So let's see how good it is. I'm one of the first people in the world to review this keyboard, so please excuse the French layout. It will be the correct layout for whatever region you are in. The Logitech G213 Prodigy keyboard is part of the new Prodigy lineup, which consists of a keyboard but also a mouse and headphones. They take in mind some sort of no-frills philosophy, and you can really see that in the styling of this board. The top is nice and matte, I absolutely love it. It's the same as with the G810, but the sides are nicely rounded and they're in a more glossy finish with only a very small subtle G213 logo on the right side. The G213 does not have any USB or audio pass-through, so the keyboard looks super clean all around. There's a single, very pliable USB cable which isn't removable, and it's at the top, but that's about it. The lighting on this keyboard is very consistent across the board, but sadly not per key, and you can actually see dark and bright spots in each and every single key, which is a bit annoying. There's only one brightness setting, and compared to something like my Chroma Razer keyboard, it's actually not very bright. And what I really like with this keyboard is the wrist rest. It's finally a decent one, which is a first for Logitech lately, because, you know, no weird shapes, no glossy stuff, nothing that actually hurts your hands when you put them on there. It's amazing. It's very nicely curved. It beautifully flows into it and it really fits into the design. Going back to the lighting though, I'm a little bit disappointed. So whereas mechanical expensive keyboards would have per key illumination, this one has zoned illumination. So you get 3 zones here, one and another one there. Now it flows together nicely. There are some effects that you can do, but to get to those effects you have to install Logitech software, and to really annoy me in the software installation, I actually had to skip a part where it would try to install Overwolf, which in my opinion is just bloatware, and Logitech shouldn't do that to customers who pay for these boards. Anyway, the software is pretty easy to use, and once you get into it, you can reprogram the function keys, not every single key. You can toggle the gaming mode on or off. And you can also, of course, make it load up together with a game so that you have fancy colors for each game that you play. Going back to things I like though is the typing experience. I already talked about how comfy and how great the wrist rest is, but basically the keys are also really great. The travel is very similar to a mechanical keyboard. The keycap shapes are again very similar, so I wasn't really hitting any wrong key because I'm used to a mechanical board and this is a membrane board and all that. You don't have to bottom them out because there's a very nice tactile bump. And while it's not super distinct, you can definitely feel it, and it does. If someone were to come up to you and say this is a mechanical board, you may just believe them. It feels a little bit like a Sherry MX Red, but not quite as crispy as that MX Red in terms of where the actuation point is, but still really awesome typing experience for a membrane keyboard. I was testing this board for a week, doing an awful lot of writing, like the script for example, also playing video games because I'm me, I play video games, and I have to say it was really good for that too. Absolutely can recommend it for, you know, typing, gaming, all that sort of stuff. Now, of course, when a company claims that a product is spill-proof, not waterproof guys, just spill-proof, I have no choice but to test it. I actually had this board for 10 minutes and then I just threw a glass of water over it, 4 times the amount that Logitech says it can handle. And then I started doing the testing with it and shooting the B-roll. And I have to say it held up perfectly fine. I didn't find anything wrong with it. Now I spilled water. I can imagine if you spill coffee or some Coke on it, that you have to rinse it off afterwards. And that's where you really need to put more water on it. So if you're doing that and rinsing the keyboard, I would recommend, you know, unplugging it and letting it dry for a few hours. So the conclusion to this video is very simple. I like it. It looks good. It's amazing to type on for a membrane board. It's not super expensive. You do get RGB. And if it wasn't for me being super salty about that Overwolf thingy, you might even think that I got paid by Logitech to make this video, which I'm not. So guys, if you liked it, please press that like button. If you didn't, there's of course the dislike button and the subscribe button for when I make a video that you do like. If you want to follow me, there's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. And if you want to support the channel, whitelist us on Adblock or support more directly through Patreon or PayPal.me. For now though, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next week.